Hi, this is Christopher Perrin with Classical Academic Press. I'd like to speak to you for just a moment about Latin for Children Primer A. This book embodies our company philosophy of classical subjects creatively taught. This workbook presents the classical subject of Latin to upper elementary students, and it's creative. The primer has been used by many thousands of students around the world to introduce students to Latin, a language that is very much alive. As our testimonial page shows, this book has been a big hit and made Latin the favorite subject of many, many students. And it does this without turning Latin into fluff and sacrificing substance. This text is both meaty and enjoyable for young Latin students. This does not mean that students are not challenged. They are challenged, and they really do learn Latin rather than merely learning about Latin. But this text and its associated supporting products enable students to truly learn Latin, but with a good deal of engagement, delight, and pleasure. How is this possible? Well, we've worked very hard, on the one hand, to ensure that the texts are clear, systematic, and incremental, yet on the other hand, filled with meaningful diagrams, illustrations, puzzles, games, worksheets, chants, songs, and jingles, and even a bit of humor. It is common for students using Primer A to report that Latin is their favorite subject. What happens as a result of this blended design of classical and the creative is that students perceive the relevance and purpose of Latin because they see that it gives them several concrete and practical benefits. They see their English vocabulary grow and improve, and often for the first time they understand important concepts of grammar, not just Latin grammar, but English grammar. They begin to realize they are doing advanced study in several subjects like other languages derived from Latin, like Spanish, French, or Italian, subjects like science that is steeped in Latin vocabulary, and subjects like writing, history, and literature that are all enriched by Latin. Latin for Children Primer A helps students make these discoveries by highlighting the value of Latin in a variety of ways throughout the text by means of Latin chapter maxims, derivative study, clear explanations of grammar, illustrations, worksheets, and activity pages. We have also worked hard to ensure that the primer is easy to use. The text is designed for the eye of an elementary student to bring him pleasure and clearly guide him from concept to concept and page to page. The grammar explanations in each chapter are written directly to the student, using language at his level. And the text is very, very well supported. If the student workbook is like a planet, then it has many moons orbiting around it. An activity book featuring 3 games or puzzles for each chapter in the workbook, a history reader on the history of Greece and Rome, written in Latin at the student's level, a set of full-color clash cards, the flashcards that play like a card game, an instructional DVD featuring a Latin teacher and his students as they go through the entire course, an audio CD that features all of the vocabulary being chanted chapter by chapter in order to help students easily and enjoyably master their Latin vocabulary. Students using Latin for Children Primer A will also enjoy visiting our student support site called adventureland.com, where they can practice their Latin by playing the online vocabulary review game called Flashdash, and where they can also enjoy bilingual ebooks and animations created in Latin and English, which review common vocabulary and which are keyed to their level of Latin grammar. The Primer A has also been designed with the teacher in mind. A full answer key includes all the correct answers in the actual pages of the student text. There's no teacher's guide for the Latin grammar, as all the grammatical explanations have been placed in the student text. The instructional DVD provides additional pedagogical guidance as teachers can view an experienced Latin teacher teaching through the grammar of the primer, using a whiteboard and providing additional examples and illustrations that are not found in the text. The instructional DVD is designed to be the teacher so that homeschooling parents can learn along with their children. There are close to 100 additional worksheets available free online, as well as a downloadable ebook of tests and keys. Teachers will also appreciate a WordQuest poster containing all the vocabulary of Primer A in a Where's Waldo format, in which students must match a Latin vocabulary word with an image of that word on the poster. The text itself provides a suggested schedule for teaching the primer during a typical week of instruction. Teachers can also contact Classical Academic Press at any time with questions about teaching the text or about Latin grammar. A word about the scope and sequence of Primer A. Primer A contains 240 high-frequency Latin words and introduces the first 2 noun declensions and the first 2 verb conjugations. It presents the present, future, and imperfect tenses of verbs and also introduces adjectives and prepositions. The primer contains 32 chapters designed to be completed in 1 week each. Of those 32 chapters, 8 of them are review chapters that give students time to lock in and master previous study. Each content chapter contains 5 pages. First, there's a memory page containing a Latin chapter maxim, a grammatical chart or paradigm, and about 10 vocabulary words. Second, there is a grammar page, presenting the grammar to the student at his or her level. Third, there is the derivative worksheet. Fourth, a vocabulary and grammar worksheet. And finally, a quiz. All of the pages in the text are perforated so that tests can be removed as needed. Latin reading and translation work are woven in the content and review chapters, and of course, in the accompanying history reader. The back of the book has several clear reference charts and both a chapter by chapter and an alphabetical glossary of Latin vocabulary. Latin for Children is designed to be used by those preferring either the Ecclesiastical or the classical pronunciation system. The workbook also makes use of the same grammatical terminology and labeling system developed by Brenda Shurley of Shurley Grammar and is integrated with Shurley Grammar in that fashion. We think that you will find that Latin for Children, Primer A, is a superlative text that is classical, creative, and easy to use. Please download samples of the text. We think you'll find it an excellent fit for your student or class. And if you represent a school or a co-op, please email or contact us to receive an evaluation copy of Latin for Children Primer A.